Hi, everybody. Dr. Duran, your independent Scentsy consultant and friends. I am here on my weekly Google chat. We are on week 11 now. For those of you who follow along, I should have put out a little disclaimer before last week. Last Tuesday, once a month, my superstar director, she does a local team meeting for us. And that just so happened to be last Tuesday night. So I do apologize. I did miss our Google Hangout because I was obviously there and meeting with, my larger home team, which is really, really great to get the opportunity to do because with my personal schedule, if you guys know me, I work during the day. My husband works at night and over the evening, and we have we've got 3 kids, but our youngest is 5, and so she doesn't really participate well if I were to take her to like the big team meeting. We try and really focus when we're there on Scentsy and things like that. So, as much as we love our kids and we love our family, it's kind of our time to just talk about Scentsy. So I can't take her with me. And so it sometimes has to be like the stars align perfectly and I'm able to attend the local monthly meeting. And so that's what happened this month. So I got to go and I actually got to have some fun. We were going to have my director, she was kind of coordinating a little arts and crafts project, but she ended up having to go. Her little one wasn't feeling well. And I was like the last one there, and I think from our team. And so I got up and did a presentation on how to make the little gift bags out of the monthly special flyers. So that was really fun teaching that to that large of a group. I've taught it when it's been like a smaller group of us and we're going through it. That's a lot easier than standing in front of the big room and trying to give out those steps. So I hoped I did fairly well in sharing that with them. I actually thought about sharing that with you guys this week. But I think I'm going to save that for next week because this week I wanted to kind of dig in and delve into possibility packets and recruiting because we are almost to the end of March now. So we're getting ready to go into April. So we're going into, I'm in accounting during the day. So for me, we're going into the second quarter of the year. And so I'm really trying to stay on task and target with my personal goals for me and my Scentsy business. And one of those goals is to continue to grow my team. So, I'm right here in the thick of it with all of you. I will never claim to have all the answers or know all the answers or be the, top selling performer earner for Scentsy. I hope to be maybe someday. I am not now. So I'm in it, working my business all throughout the week. So, I get off my day job, I come home, I take care of my family. I'm also going back to school and things like that. So I try and fit everything in. And then, of course, it's making sure that I'm sticking to my business schedule too, because if you guys remember, one of the goals for 2015 was to get organized in our business. And one of the personal commitments I made to myself was to touch my business in some shape or form every single day of the week, except Sundays. Sundays I have carved out for my family day. So that's the day that I spend with my family or we make plans, things like that. Obviously, if something comes up or a party or an event or I really need to do something for Scentsy, then I will, work my schedule around it. But because of my husband and I's crazy schedules, We try and reserve those days for family, but throughout the week, I'm trying to always make sure that I'm touching on some point. And so again, I thought going into the second quarter of the year would be a really, really good time to talk about recruiting, because even if you are a team of just yourself, if you're a team of 122, it doesn't matter. You still want to keep building and growing. And so I think at least one time during the month, you should put a little bit of effort into recruiting, again, in some shape or form. That could simply mean talking to someone who's shown interest in the past, or when you're having a party and at the end of the party, you can talk to your host about, have you thought about joining Scentsy if you haven't already planted that seed? And then you can kind of go into what we call flipping the host and flipping the party to that person, meaning that they sign up right then and there and they join, and then they can actually enter their party order under their own workstation, and it therefore gives them immediate PRV. So they've already made commission right off the bat, just instantly right after signing up. And of course, now all their friends and family who just came to their party, or if it was an online or bag party, all of those people who had ordered from them are now going to be their first initial customer base. So that's an awesome, awesome thing to be able to flip the party. So that's a really good way to recruit. But I wanted to kind of talk about other ways as well. And one of those ways is possibility packets. So before I jump right into this, let me do my quick housekeeping as always. I'm just trying to make sure that I stay, in compliance with everything. I am an independent Scentsy consultant. My name is Jacqui Duran. I do these trainings, obviously, for my immediate team, but because I network with all of you, I love to be able to continue that networking, share my ideas with you. We kind of all grow together, and I think that's one of the beauties of Scentsy and the ability for us to be able to work it the way that we do. So I think it's a blessing that we get to do this. Obviously, I am not hired by Scentsy to do training, so I would always direct you, if you've got specific questions or need specific help, to, of course, contact your sponsor and or director and upline. And then, of course, you always have customer support with Scentsy available. So there's my disclaimer. Anyway, so let's talk about a possibility packet and what I call a possibility packet. You guys maybe have heard the term, because I'm obviously not the person who coined it. A possibility packet is basically, it's a potential recruit packet. So it's something that you've either made up in advance or you make up very quickly to be able to give to somebody who you think may very well be interested in the opportunity, has maybe shown some interest in it, or it may be, usually it's somebody that you've had a conversation with at some point in time about it. Or maybe it's just a good friend and you're like, oh my gosh, she or he would totally they would do so well at this. I'm going to give them a possibility packet. So what do we call a possibility packet? A possibility packet, the way that I describe it when I'm talking to people, is it's just that. It's just a possibility packet. There's no commitment. There's no strings attached. There's no, by them taking this is saying that they're going to join. But it's simply me being able to give them the information. So if maybe they've been that fence setter and they've been sitting on the fence for a while going, should I not? Do I have enough time? I don't know. Do I really want to do this? Those types of people who go back and forth and think about it. Giving them a possibility packet is a really great way to kind of give them the encouragement and maybe answer some of those questions that either A, you haven't had a chance to talk to them about, or B, they just haven't thought of to ask. And by being able to read through what you're going to put into your possibility packet, that actually gives them the opportunity on their own timeline and in their own setting. So maybe that happens to be, it may not be when you give it to them that they're going to see this and immediately tear into it and start reading every paragraph and, call you up in 5 minutes and be like, hey, Jacqui, I'm ready to join. How do I do it? It's not going to happen like that. Well, I hope it does, but it probably is not going to happen like that. But along with the possibility packet, you want to allow them time to, again, take the time when they have it. Maybe it's, you've given it to them during the week. You want to give them time to actually be able to sit down and get to it and read through what you're about to give them. And then you must follow up with anyone that you give a possibility packet to. So that's going to be my tip for this evening. Very quickly, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to screen share with you very quickly, because one thing that has worked in order to be able to draw some attention to get those possibility packets out there is by making a simple post on Facebook or on social media. Maybe you don't use Facebook very much. Maybe you're a Twitter user, Instagram, however it is that you work your social media marketing is completely up to you. I try to work all platforms. However, I think that this is a really fun way to be able to do it. One tidbit I am going to throw in as well is to remember when you're posting on social media to not always just be selling. You don't want to be just that salesperson that everybody's just like, oh, all they do is post about their buy this, buy this, buy this. Don't be that person. Of course you want to, have those out there because you want people to know the specials or, if there's something big going on, but make it more personable. Share your business, share your excitement for your business. Maybe you're making samples today and, you could post a quick picture of you making your samples and, with a quick little message that says, hey, I'm making samples today. I'm so excited. Or, I'm making Scentsy deliveries today. I'm having the best job ever because I get to drive around in the beautiful weather with the windows down and the radio up and work my business. Little fun things like that is a really great way to plant those seeds without coming right out and selling something. Because obviously when you're sharing your excitement, when you're sharing your Scentsy spirit, it's contagious. It is. So even those people out there who maybe even don't even have an inkling to selling anything, maybe like, gosh, she really seems to have a lot of fun with this, or he, they're just always posting about how much fun they're having and how they love what they do. Maybe I should think about that. You never know. Never know. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to screen share very quickly, as I'm going to show you what I am going to do, because I'm going to do it in real time, because that's the beauty of this Google Hangout. So I'm going to screen share. So give me just one moment, y'all. All right, let me pull it up. All right, so what we are going to do is we are going to go to, I'm going to go to my Scentsy fan page. So here is my fan page. Internet seems to be running a little slow. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to post a photo. And I'm not sure, I don't believe you guys can actually see this. Whenever a new window pops up when I'm doing a screen share, for some reason it doesn't show you the window. But what I'm doing is I'm actually just opening up the gallery where my pictures are stored on my computer, so I can grab a picture very quickly. And here we have it. And this is what I was kind of talking about by putting a post out. And so I should have had this typed up, so I could have just copied and pasted for you, but we're going to just type here. And I'm going to say, That's just man. And I'm just going to go ahead and post this in real time. I could have scheduled this to go out at a certain time. Remember how we've talked about scheduling? If you missed that, there's you can check it back out on my YouTube. There is a thing, I can't remember which week it was now, but we talked about Facebook posting on a fan page. So look for the Facebook fan page. I'll try and link it from this video too. Anyway, so here we go. There's just a quick little picture that I have previously done up. And so basically the whole premise of what I'm doing here is to say comment here for a possibility packet. And so then that way they will comment or like it. And what I'm going to do is then I will private message them and get their information. And then that way I can, if they're not local to me, I can ask them for their mailing address and send them out what I'm going to show you in our possibility packet. So that's what I would do there. Let me pop back over here. Okay, get my screen situated. All right, I'm back. Hello, I know you missed me. It was so long. There is, for those of you who are on live, there should be your Q&A box somewhere on that side. At least that's where it looks like to me. So if you have questions at any time and you're on live, feel free to shout those out. If you're not on live and you're watching playback, there should be a little message bar, probably down here. Maybe it's on this side. One of those sides, there's a little message bar that says you could join the Hangout or comment into the Hangout or something. But either way, you guys know how YouTube works, or you can contact me any other way. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you two ways that we can do a possibility packet. The first way is, so let's say that like we've just done now, right? I've put that post out on my social media, and I would probably cross-post that. I do a lot of cross-posting. So when I'm posting on Instagram, I am going to cross-post that. And when I say cross-post, kind of like you guys probably have heard that term before. I'm posting it in multiple venues, right? So I'm going to post that on Instagram. I'm going to post that on Facebook. I'm going to post it on my Twitter. And I'm also going to post it on Pinterest. Those are the main social media platforms that I use the most. And it's really easy when I'm on my, I do the majority, a good portion of my social media marketing is done via my trusty Apple phone, simply because I'm kind of on the go. And during the day, especially when I'm at work, during my break, on my lunch break, whatever it happens to be, I can very quickly pull up a picture. I can type in, I can post it, copy and paste it, put it into my Pinterest, to my Twitter, you know, all those different things, and be able to have it all done. Or I can schedule my posts. And there's an app also that you can schedule your posts through Instagram as well. So if you're into doing that, I haven't yet explored that option. I think I kind of have my social media down, so I don't know. I can't say I won't do it. I'm just not doing it now. But you can if you choose to do it that way. It kind of takes the hassle out of the everyday posting. So if you're one of those people looking to save time, that's a really good way. But anyway, so what I've done is I've obviously posted that picture there on my Facebook fan page, right? Again, like I said, what I am going to do is I'm going to be cross-posting that. So I'm going to be putting that out there on, sorry, I'm having back issues this evening. I am going to put that also on my Instagram. I'm also going to put that on my Twitter. And I'm also going to put that out in the world of Pinterest. And then that way, hopefully, I'm able to broaden my audience by doing so. That's the point. And so the goal by posting that is to get people to comment or to like or to contact me via private message, direct message, however the means are. and say, hey, I saw your post. I'm interested in a possibility packet. And I would say, great. That is so good to hear, because I think that you're going to be very interested to know more about Scentsy. I'm going to ask them for their name and their mailing address. Hopefully they're not going to be too concerned with getting that. If they are, then I would just simply ask for their email, and I could email them some information as well. But that's what I'm going to basically open up the conversation with. Now, the goal is to take that conversation and create it into a relationship down the line. But initially, I'm not going to try and throw too much at them. Have you guys ever been anywhere? Maybe you're shopping somewhere. I don't know where. Or you're buying a car, what have you. And you're there, and the salesperson or whoever it is at the store is walking around, and they're like, hey, can I help you with anything? Yes, I was interested in this. And they just start spewing all of this information at you, right? Everything about the product, where it came from, where it was produced, what year it came out, what colors it comes in, blah, 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 blah. You probably tune out after maybe 30 seconds of that, right? So we don't want to completely overwhelm our people who are, maybe reaching out and saying, hey, I'm kind of interested in Scentsy. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I'm so excited. And so I just start blah, 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 blah. And they're going to just completely be like, whoa, okay, too much. I'm good. So I start off small. So for those people who are going to comment, I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to ask them for their name and their mailing address. I'm going to say, great. I am going to get a package out to you, a possibility packet out to you in the mail. And I'm going to try and give them the date that I'm going to be at the post office next. Right now, I currently have it on my schedule to go once a week on Wednesdays. The last couple of weeks, I've actually had to do it on Saturdays as well. So I've kind of pushed that into 2 days. I don't know why I'm doing that to myself, but I am. So those are like the 2 days that currently I'm going to the post office and mailing things out. So I'll kind of give them a heads up and be like, okay, great. Well, I've got another batch of mail going out on Saturday. So it will be going out on Saturday. So hopefully you should get it by Tuesday or Wednesday. Let me know if by Thursday you don't get it. And then that way I can kind of make sure that they get it. And so what I do is I take just your average mailer, and I've just kind of dressied it up a little bit. I always want to put, whenever I'm sending anything out that is recruiting or possibility packet related, I'm putting one of these, trying to see it there, the, join sticker, become a Scentsy independent consultant, just $99. Those are the stickers that, oops, knocked over my tray. Sorry, those are the stickers that you can get from the Scentsy Family Store. They come in these big sheets. I really suggest that you get those because I think they should be going out on everything that you're putting out into the world. So I've basically just kind of, like I said, I've just made it up so it looks kind of pretty and eye-catching. So this one is obviously blank right here. It's ready to go. It's ready to be addressed and to go out to the mail. Hence the reason I said I've got one ready for you. And in here, this is actually the possibility packet, right? That's obviously just for mailing. So here's my possibility packet, and all it is a catalog sack. On the back, I have just folded down and I've just kind of closed it off with one of the Rub and Sniff stickers. And then inside, this is what I put in mine. I put in a thank you note because regardless if they even end up joining or not, I still want to say thank you for at least taking the time to comment, to reach out to me, to make that connection and say, hey, I'm kind of interested. Can you send me one? So I want to thank them for their time. That's something they didn't have to do, is reach out. And I'm just letting them know that I would love to have them join my team. And it just kind of says the possibilities are endless with your Scentsy business. It's true. I also put in a scent sample. So this is what my scent sample is in right now. It's Easter, so I'm using the little jelly bean bags right now with a little twisty tie on it. So I'm giving them a scent sample, and I'm also giving them a scent circle. And I don't know if you guys can see this, but on my scent circles, what I do is I always write a note on my scent circles. And this one just happens to say, you rock. I want to work my business with you. Let's get started today. Love, Jacqui. So just another little way to personalize something that's very easy, right? Stand out from the crowd, guys. Stand out from the crowd. Then, well, of course, I've got a catalog in there because I want them to see all that we have to offer. And then I put in our join brochure. And on the front, I've got my business card stapled to it, or not stapled, paper clip to it, because obviously it's got my contact information and everything right then and there at their fingertips. And then, of course, the Why Choose Scentsy Fragrance join brochure that you can buy in the Scentsy Family Store. So grab these. Make sure you grab those. Grab these. Grab the stickers from the Scentsy Family Store. You can add them on to any qualifying party order if you're putting it in through your workstation. So it's a really good tip to save yourself some shipping costs. Is if you happen to be placing a party order and you're already getting it, or the host is, if you're the host, or if you have another host, is already getting it with the free shipping, add yourself on as a guest. If they're local orders, I have the orders come to me anyway, because that way I can label everything dressed up real pretty, and then I've taken all the hassle out of it for my host of trying to put it in bags and figure out who goes to who and blah blah blah. I do all that for them. And so what I do is, so that's when I'll order like my business supplies. So like on my next party order that will be coming to my house, I will be adding order forms, because I'm almost at order forms again. I don't know why I keep running out of those babies, but it's a good thing, right? So anyway, pick those up if you can, and it's not going to break your bank or your budget for your Scentsy business, because honestly, there's just a few things in the Scentsy store. I try to tell my team and encourage them to not get lost in the Scentsy store, because it is very, very easy to do. You can get in there and just start buying and buying and buying, and it's so fantastic. But don't get lost. But there are some items that you just truly, you really, really want to make sure to try and get. So, and again, these aren't expensive items either, so you can get them very cheap. In fact, the join stickers and like the thank you stickers that come from the Scentsy Family Store, I think the last time I ordered them, they were like $2 or something. I mean, very, very easy. And like I said, if you're doing a qualifying party, just add it in. You've already got the free shipping going on, so just add it on, and it'll come, you know, if it's coming to your house, and that way you can just get it. You're not messing with anybody's party. You're not doing anything, you know, out of compliance by doing that. You're saving yourself some shipping. Why not? The second packet that I'm going to show you an example of is, this is, I like to keep at least like 3 to 4 of these made up at a time. Ideally, I'd love to have thousands of them made up at a time, but I just don't keep that many. But I always at least have a minimum of 4 or 5 at a time, because the goal is to pass these out. So these possibility packets are ones that I would actually keep in my car or in my day bag. the bag that I carry every day. If I'm running errands, if I'm at work, whatever, I always at least have one. Because again, I never know who I might run into, who I might strike a conversation with, and who I might think, oh my gosh, this would be a really great person for my Scentsy team. I haven't done a whole lot here, guys, but again, try and stand out in some shape or form. I've just simply tied it off with a ribbon at the top through the hole. Again, it's just like one of the catalog sacks from the Scentsy family store. Another staple supply that I keep on hand. Look, there's that sticker again. I'm telling you, everything that goes out needs to have that sticker on it. And then I have also put a little chalkboard sticker, and it says, "Join me." Just again, drawing attention. It helps me too if I'm pulling it out of my bag going, oh yeah, that's my recruit or my possibility packet. All right, so what I have in this one, it's just a tad bit different. Now, like I said, these are the ones that I'm actually going to, I keep on hand and keep with me. Now, during the summer months, I will not include this. But during the months, as of right now, we're in spring. And in the winter time, I will do this. I take discontinued testers because, I mean, I always have discontinued testers. Every time we have a new catalog, I've got more discontinued testers, right? And these things are very easy to rebuy if I ever needed to, if they, you know, were to come out as a scent again, and I didn't happen to have the tester anymore. But I label everything before it walks out of my house. But I put in a party size tester, and that's because if you guys have followed along before, you know, or if you guys haven't, maybe you've probably seen it on a lot of the Facebook groups and stuff. You know, there's some wax in here, people. There's wax in there. And man, see, I just took off the lid and it just smells amazing. This is Rio Beach, by the way. Really great scent that I loved. Really fun for the summertime. This one actually could probably very easily, I could take a butter knife and probably do it. But again, there's wax in here. So basically, when I give this to them, not only am I showing them, you know, this is how I party, is with testers. So I'm kind of giving them an example of how easy it is to have your business because you're carrying testers around of wax. But all they have to do is they can either, if it's an easy one like this, it's already kind of separated from the edge. I could probably use my finger and I'll pop it out. If they can just pop it out with a butter knife or their fingernail, they could do that. Or if not, if you just put it on top upside down, just like this, on your warmer dish, let it warm for a few minutes and the wax will literally just fall right out. And then you just take out the plastic container and they have a really great sample of wax, so they can try our quality of our products. So that's why I throw it in there. But like I said, I preface that by saying I do not do that during the summer months because these are things that I keep these in my car, like I said, or my day bag. And so obviously when it's hot, we're in the wax business, people, and wax will melt. And you certainly do not want it on your leather seats or anything in your car or in your bag or whatever. So basically the same contents go into here. The only difference is I don't do, or I haven't, at least with these that I've made up, is I've used some of my postcards, and on the back, I've just written a little message, and it just says, "Let's meet for coffee and talk about the Scentsy opportunity. Love, Jacqui." So again, it's just a little personalized touch. I just like to do that for the people I come in contact with. Again, a catalog. There's my business card attached with a rub and sniff sticker. You guys, when you're getting scent or warmer of the month, keep those babies. Keep those babies, even if they're retired. Just like the scent sample is, it doesn't matter. It's still a really cool way to market. So don't throw away those business supplies. And of course, there is our Why Choose Scentsy fragrance join brochure. So that's the main part of my possibility packet, is that. So there's two ways, right? There's ones that you can make up and keep on you and literally pass out to anyone you might happen to cross. Maybe it's the teller at the bank. Maybe it's the clerk who's ringing you up at the grocery store. Maybe it's the salesperson at the clothing store that you're at. Maybe it's the waitress at the restaurant that you're having lunch at. You never know who you're going to run into. And you never know if you happen to be branded or you just start talking about Scentsy. People will ask. They will ask. And you kind of want to employ the Boy Scout rule of always be prepared. So those are the possibility packets. So like I said, I've kind of started the spark by putting a post out there, asking people to comment and or like the post, and then that way I can connect with them, and then I can mail them out one or give them one if I'm going to see them in person. And then of course I'm going to also have packets on hand with me ready to just pass out if I happen to meet somebody. The last point I'm just going to touch on is the follow-up. So of course, where do we go once we've given them that packet, right? Like I said, the main thing you want to do is you want to give them at least a little bit of time to have been able to take time to read, you know, maybe flip through the book, hopefully read our Why Choose Scentsy Fragrance Join brochure, because that's the meat of it. That's where the majority of what we want them to learn about is in there. And so what I suggest, what I do is I usually give it a week, so about 5 to 7 days, and I will contact them again, depending on whatever method I've initially started the conversation. Maybe it's been through Facebook, maybe it's been through Instagram, maybe it's been through YouTube, and I've sent it out to them that way. That's how I'm going to contact them again. Now, if it's in person, what I always do is if I'm meeting somebody in person and I'm like giving them this possibility packet, I'm going to say, hey, do you mind if I give you a quick text in about a week, so that way I can just kind of touch base to see if you have any questions, or if maybe they're not comfortable giving you their phone number, you know, do you have an email address that I could, you know, contact you with, and put you on my newsletter list, so that way you can start getting my newsletter. That way you at least have some point of contact for that person. And you can do that either, you know, like I said, I live on my phone, so all of my contacts get put into my phone, so that's the best way for me to be able to kind of keep track of them. But whatever works for you. Maybe it's a post-it note in your bag, who knows. But there we go. We've talked about possibility packets today and growing your business. This is just another step in our journey of our relaunch. And if you're truly working your business and you're truly wanting to grow a team and start making the income from Scentsy, that is very, very possible. You want to grow your team. You just do. So you have to be able to recruit, and you have to be able to get the information out there to people. Because if you don't, they're not just going to come knocking on your door one day and say, hey, I'm ready to join. I heard you sold Scentsy. If only it was that easy. So there's our possibility packets. Next week, let's have some arts and crafts time. So what I'm going to have you do is, if you're going to be joining me live, you guys are more than welcome to join in on the fun with me. It's going to be making the Scentsy bags, the monthly special flyer bags. And basically it's just taking our monthly special flyers, and so you're going to need these. You're going to need a tape runner. You're going to need some pretty scissors, or regular scissors, and a hole punch. Yeah, tape runner, flyers, some pretty scissors, a hole punch, and ribbon. That's all you're going to need. And I'm going to show you how I make those monthly special flyer bags. So I'll share that with all of you. I hope that this has helped you tonight. I hope that you get out there, and I challenge you to do a social media post and put out there that you would like to give out a possibility packet and try and draw some interest and see what that's able to do for you. So have a great week, and I will talk to you next week. Bye-bye.